Okay, this is the my first attempt at an APASIC keep telling my story visual in progress. This might be the only thing that Steve Goldberg would be interested in, which would be fine with me. He just asked, did I ever think of doing more visuals for Judenhaus? And I thought, well, okay, I will do a Judenhaus style page, APASIC, keep telling my story. And then I thought, well, okay, if it gets beyond this stage, if Steve Goldberg is actually interested in infusing his remembering APASIC enterprises linked and connected to Judenhaus, then I will mock up what I think a possible page one would look like. And basically, the image that you're looking at right now, I thought, okay, I will start with a close-up, an extreme close-up of APASIC's right eye with the glasses, and then pull back from there. And let's just do a quick and dirty preliminary of an enlargement on the photocopier, which with the fine lines that I'm doing, the lines aren't going to be fine anymore once they get enlarged on the photocopier. But maybe I can enhance them with pen lines and see what that does. So that was the next stage. Coming up in a moment, God willing. Okay, what I did was just to write some sample text to go with the first two images, matching the storytelling on Judenhaus. Just before he died, APASIC said to his friend Steve Goldberg, quote, "Keep telling my story," unquote. It's a story familiar to every Jew in this decade, in this century, in the previous century, in the century before that, the century before that, and so on. Is it still safe for Jews to live here? By the time Jews are asking that question, it usually isn't. Safe, that is. Jews are the only people for whom easily transportable assets, diamonds, gold coins, which can be sewn into the lining of clothing, are a necessary ancient precaution against sudden targeted impoverishment. Quote, "It can't happen here," unquote, but then it does. And as we've seen since October 7th, 2023, when it does, it happens quickly. Being a Jew goes from a simple cultural difference to becoming societally suspect to being effectively criminalized. So what I did here, as I say, is I enlarged the image of APASIC's eye and did a larger enlargement on the top panel and a smaller enlargement on the bottom panel. And like I said, I tried inking the photocopy, and it's like, no, the photocopy is just getting too dark, which I already really knew, but it's like, well, I don't know, maybe I can finesse it in some way. And it's like, no, you can't really finesse it. And that was when I incorporated my new innovation, the scraps of adhesive label from Studio Comics Press, and covered up most of the image in the top panel. And sure enough, I could see enough through the adhesive label scrap that I could ink on the adhesive label And because it's also a slick surface and very, very slippery and takes ink really, really well. It's like I basically unleashed my inner Eddie Campbell and went, okay, how fine a line can I do with the Hunt 102? And I like the way it looks. I think it came out. I think it came out really, really good. It certainly satisfies my inner Eddie Campbell, and I felt a certain amount of pressure because Tim Gainey, Eddie Campbell's friend, said he's not working on artboard anymore. He's not using Hunt 102 pen nibs. He's doing everything on computer, and it's like, you're kidding. The top Hunt 102 pen nib artist of the 20th century isn't using the Hunt 102 pen nib anymore? Okay, well, I'm no Eddie Campbell, but here's my best try at it. So, but I think it's not really what Abe Piasek would be looking for, and I don't think it's what Steve Goldberg would be looking for. But it's, well, okay. This is an idea for page one. I think it has to be not quite this clever. It has to be. Here's pictures of Abe Piasek, and here's my best attempt at rendering them with Hunt 102 pen nibs. But it has to be. It can't be clever things like, an extreme close up on the eye and then pulling back from there. It's got to just be, here's Abe Piasek. Particularly for the text that I've got here, a picture of him talking to high school students. Abe Piasek died January 2020 and spent like the last 10 years of his life basically telling his story, having not said anything about the Holocaust in the previous 50 years. And there's a great shot of him talking to a high school girl. And I'm going, okay, how do you explain to someone who isn't a Jew and doesn't come from a Jewish background what it's like to be a Jew? That it's not an intellectual question. Is it safe for Jews to live here now? I mean, most Jews who are living in Ottawa or living in Montreal are having to ask that question. It's not, is it safe? No, it's not safe, but how dangerous is it? And is it dangerous enough that we have to move, or are we just playing Russian roulette with our own lives? So, like I say, this is the first try at that. So I thought I'd let everybody have a look at what I was doing, and then just waiting to hear back from Steve Goldberg. What do you want me to do on this? It's like I will be happy to try and help whatever way that I can. But if this isn't what you're thinking of, then I think we'll probably just leave it at the picture that I did of Abe Piasek's close-up, keep telling my story with the picture of him at the bottom around the time that he would have been sent to a concentration camp. Okay, God willing, that covers that, and then we're going to go back to Vark of God.